What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Oh, light just went off. Already technical difficulties. 2 seconds into the stream. I'll fix that just in just a second. So, yeah, just wanted to pop on. We'll do a little late night pour. I think for Wednesdays, because everybody knows we do those live streams on Friday, 8:45 Eastern Time. And I wanted to find a different day. Monday's not a bad day either, but I think Wednesday can be like our late night pour kind of thing, right? Where we just kind of pop on, hang out for a little bit. I'm expecting Mr. Lopez being here like first, since we said it at the time that he wants. So we, yeah, I figured maybe Wednesday could be the late night pours. We're testing things out, we're figuring out, but right now we got a little Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Let's get to the chat, and yeah, we'll say hey to everybody, and then we'll get to drinking. Mr. Joker in the chat says, first one in the chat, ha ha ha, what up? 1 minute countdown. Appreciate you counting us down. He's like, where's TC? I don't know. He's missing. Cat's never the first one in here. Kyle, what's going on, buddy? He says, afternoon, brother. Well, shit, it's fucking late for me, but Bonding Over Whiskey says, that's how it be. I was on time. Just so you guys know, I was on time. I clicked the button exactly at 10 o'clock. There may be a slight delay from me to you, but I was on time. I'm going to fix this light real quick, because it's going to drive me nuts. But other than that, we don't have too much planned for today. Obviously, you got to save shit for Friday. And we did a bunch of shit on Monday. So I figured we're going to test out just like a late night thing tonight. And then, yeah, I can show you the box at the, what do you want to call it? What Buffalo Trace sent me. It's a big old box. But if anybody in the chat's had Jack Daniel's Triple Mash, let me know what your thoughts are. This is obviously like a blended bottle of 3 bonded whiskeys of like their American malt, their rye, and their Tennessee whiskey. So it is pretty solid stuff. Kyle said, as it got posted, you started it. I don't know about that. Kyle, the way live streams work is I actually post them like 2-3 hours beforehand. YouTube doesn't notify anybody until the second like I click start or like right before it. Sometimes it'll say, hey, it's going to be live in 30 minutes, but that's only if you have the bell turned on. But sometimes YouTube doesn't want to pump my shit out anyway, so YouTube's weird. Da-da-da. Liz in the chat says, cheers. Kyle says, Triple Mash by JD. Yep, Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Bro, this one is solid. Obviously, it's got the 100 proof mark on it. It's aged for at least 4 years because all the bottles and bond stuff. But it's not too sweet, but it is still very sweet. And it also has like a very good red fruit flavor in it. I wasn't trying to do like a whole review on it tonight. I've already done that, but it's solid. Bonding Over Whiskey says, hey, Mark. I wish I had that clip that says, hey, Mark. Joker says, it didn't start until now. What the heck? Or I didn't start until now. I don't know. I don't know how that works on your guys' end. So it's, I don't know. Maybe you're behind in the stream or something? That'd be kind of weird, but. Mark says, hey. He says, only got a few minutes. Got to be up for work at 5. Or by 5. Damn, that's brutal. Well, we appreciate you stopping in. Make sure you throw a little like on the stream before you end up heading to bed. You drinking anything before bed? You got like a little nightcap going on, or you just getting your vitamins in? Can you hear him? Bro. He's losing it out there. Bonnie says, upset baby, dad call has been signaled. No, the wife was just changing him. He's a little cranky. It's about time for his bedtime. Like to actually go to sleep. But he sleeps all day, so. But no, he's been solid. He's actually feeling better. He doesn't have a fever anymore, so it's been a little smoother. Kyle says, I'm glad I'll be off tomorrow. They working me 6 days a week. Fuck that. I work for myself, and I always say my boss is still an asshole because I'm my own boss. Joker said, yeah, it didn't start. You got you talking mid combo. I was like, first in the chat, yes, sir. Yeah, you were first. I saw you in there. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Joker says, got him beat. Got to wake up at 2 a.m. I don't know what time it is for you right now, Joker, but if you might as well stay up. Mark says he's polishing off some John J. Bourbon single barrel. I was just making a video earlier talking about John J. Bourbon and the Virginia whiskeys and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of cool. Did anybody go see the video? Man, my nose is itching like crazy right now. Did anybody see the video I posted earlier about is Kentucky whiskey dying? Bro, I love stirring the pot sometimes, you know. Pisses some people off. Kyle says, well, I did work for my dad, but I was an idiot. He couldn't fire. That's funny. An hour into the office, an hour drive is pretty normal for at least around me. It just depends on like what kind of job, I guess. Joker says 8 p.m. Colorado. Oh yeah, I forgot you're in Colorado. 8. So you got like 6 hours. It is. Yeah, I'm on East Coast, guys. Let's see. Work for CDOT. I'm a medical. Yeah, I gotta turn down the nursery lights. Eric in the chat, buddy, what's going on? I'm just pointing out, just because I know Eric's here. He'll be here the next time for sure. I started this live stream specifically for one person that's only asked for it like 99 million times. I started exactly at the time he wanted me to, and he's not in the chat. And in the last one, he said, well, if it started at 7 p.m. Pacific time, he would be here first. Just saying, that's what his words, not mine. And he's not here. He's probably stuck in YouTube traffic, you know, just waiting for the signal to turn green. I love giving him shit, though. He says he's a mechanical technician for the tunnel. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Yeah, Lopez. It's always Lopez. He's the only one that's ever asked for the live stream to be like 3 hours later than it normally is. So we give him the out late stream. I am I will give him the one thing that I do think it's a good idea to do a late night pour stream. And normally those start a little bit later than I normally start anyway, right? I kind of switch to the vertical stuff. So instead of trying to like cram 2 live streams into one day, and I may still do that, but on like Wednesday we do a late night pour where we just kind of hang out. Usually it's a little bit later. So we're just testing out. We're going to see how it goes. Fucking Monday I streamed for like 5-6 hours. I was so tired at the end of that. I was definitely ready for a nappy. You know, I could barely talk at the end. Like my voice was giving out, and I was like, "All right, I think I've been on here a little too long." I like this. I do think this triple mash, though, like unless you're really just saying, "Hey, I really want to get a pour of it, and I want to review it, and I want to pull every note out of it," then drinking in this. But I think drinking this over ice would be solid. So. Bonding says, like, dude, I'm mad I got to go to bed in like an hour, or I like to try, at least. I'm going to miss most of this stream. Well, Bonding, if it's anything like last time, you're going to say you're going to go to bed, you'll be here to the end anyway. Or you'll go to bed. And you can always rewatch it later, but most of the time, like, I definitely will say, for anybody that's popping in and out, you know, if you can make it for the live, you want to be here in the live. That way we can interact and stuff. Watching like a hangout stream after the fact, sometimes a little weird because you can't interact. You're just kind of watching everybody else's conversation. And if you like to, by all means, they do go up right after. But make for the lives a lot more fun. Mr. Joker says basically Google the tower. It's the first built in Colorado. Well, I've never been to Colorado. But I will say the one mountain tunnel that I did go through was in Zion Canyon or Zion State Park, whatever anybody calls it. I call it Zion Canyon, but I know that's not the real name. That one was sick. I went there during the winter, and we went on our honeymoon there. It was icy. It was a little sketchy drive, though. Bonnie Royce says, if that triple mash is good to you, maybe try High West Campfire. I have High West Bourbon. I have High West Campfire. Is there like a special release or something, or is that just like the name of their rye or something? This has some rye in it. It has their rye. Where is it? Let me see if I can pull it. No, it's not on the bottle. It does say it's a blend of bonded American malt, rye, and Tennessee whiskeys. When I did the full review, I had all that stuff up so you can see the mix of everything. But Mr. Joker says, Rocky Mountains you have to see, visit in the future. We plan to visit there around the holidays this year, if everything goes as planned. Things may go awry, but yeah, you never know. I may be there around Christmas time, hopefully. It says, great snow and ski resorts. I don't think I want to ski, but I definitely would want to snowboard. I like tubing, though. Tubing's like a lot of fun for me. It doesn't take any skill, you know what I mean? I just like doing dumb shit. I will say this triple mash, though, in particular, drinks a lot higher than 100 proof. Bonnie says, Campfire is a blend and kind of tastes like a scotch, people say. I think it is a regular release. Could be wrong. Joker says, our winter is September in the mountains. Your winter is like all the time, is what it feels like. But yeah, no, I would be there around like Christmas time. Like either the week before or the week after, something like that. Is what we're planning for. If you say it tastes like scotch, I probably am not going to like it. But if I see it and it's a decent price, I'll pick it up. I'm not scared to pick up a bottle I may not like. Because I like to try everything. Especially if it's a regular release, I may be able to find it on sale. So that'd be a big plus right there. And again, anybody popping in, if you do subscribe and don't see it pop up on the screen, let me know, because I want to keep making sure that button works. Because if it doesn't, you know what I mean? Eric said, did the Buffalo Trace box come in? Don't worry, Eric. I got you. Say less. Let me slide this over for just a second. Mr. Joker says, what's the nose on that one? Let me just pull it up. Give me one second. We'll do a review. We'll do the quick review. So I would say caramel to start, but the caramel that I pull from it reminds me of like the old like candy caramels. You know what I mean? Like with the white in the center that grandma used to give us. That's what I originally get from like remembering it. But it definitely has a strong like red fruit berries kind of vibe going. That is like one of the more predominant things. And of course, like I always kind of pick up vanilla. I feel like to me, vanilla is in almost every bourbon or whiskey. You know what I mean? Like that, I always get that. That maybe just my nose picks up vanilla like nobody else's. But it smells very sweet. And not a lot of oak. I know on the bottle it says oak somewhere. Yeah, it says soft oak. I don't get a lot of oak. I guess soft oak would be a good way to describe not getting a lot of it. But I do also get like a sweetness from like a honey style. So that's about as much as I can give you. Eric says, nice. Hey, Friday we go. Bonding Over Whiskey says, let's go, much more than I thought. It's just a big box. It's not heavy at all, though, guys. Wire says, happy Pride Month to you and your man. Cutest couple on YouTube by far. Bro, I appreciate that. My man, how you doing, babe? You doing good? Good. They're good. Eric says, let's review the box. Hey, why not? Trip into the Mind says, what have I stumbled upon? You have stumbled upon a bourbon/whiskey YouTube channel where we talk about whiskey, bourbon, old fashions. We drink them, we review them, we kind of hang out. This is definitely more of a late night hangout stream where I just kind of interact with the chat. You know, you guys ask questions, I talk about random shit. So we just like to have a good time. But you definitely stumbled in here, had a good time. You get to kind of hang out. It's not super busy in here right now. Eric says, at least give us a sneak peek at what Buffalo Trace sent you. I did. I just sent you I showed you the box. I sent you the box. I got a card. I also got a card. So, I mean, Friday is going to come eventually. Michael says, slam the bottle, be a man. Bro, I would. If you were Monday, that's basically what I was doing, but I can't do that again. Trip in the Mind says, nice. Yeah. We appreciate you popping in. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. If not, don't want to, there's no big deal either. Joker says, where's TC? I don't know. We're going to have to send out a search party soon because we're almost 20 minutes in. Not even like a meow from him. You know what I mean? But it's like one of those nights. It wasn't like a planned stream. You know what I mean? It was definitely one of those, I posted it and said, hey, we're going to be live in like 2 hours. Nobody ever sees that post anyway. And then I posted it on the community tab. And then I went live like 20 minutes later. So I try to give you guys a heads up when I go live, especially on those spontaneous nights. But not everybody sees it. Zach says, you a fan of triple mash? I am. I like the triple mash quite a bit. It kind of falls in line with what I like in like a bourbon though. It's at the 100 proof, which to me is like the starting point. I like that proof point. Obviously the 4-year age because it's all just a blend of bottled and bonds. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of like berry notes and I get berry and red fruit notes on this. So it's right up my alley. Michael, what the fuck? Somebody says meow, and then Michael says, do a shot through your nose and I'll send you $20. First, I don't even know how to do that. Like, if you send me like a tutorial video, maybe we can practice. You can come back next week. But I don't even get donations. Like, I don't get super chats or nothing like that. So you couldn't send me $20. Not that I don't know if I would do it through my nose, but like, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Eric says, at least hit the like button if you haven't already. Appreciate it, Eric. Jake H says, have you tried Macallan 72 years? Nope, I have not. But I have watched Suits, like, every episode, so I could say, like, I'm basically affiliated, but who knows? Trip into the Mind says, can I ask you a complete random question? You can ask me anything you want. Tuxedo Cat finally in the chat says, I'm with Eric. Show us your box. Hey. I did get a compliment earlier from what's his name in here. Where's that comment? It says I'm the cutest. Me and my boyfriend are the cutest couple. I can't find his comment. It's way too far gone. If you scroll back, you'll find it. It was a joke. Everybody's saying meow in the chat. Okay. Tuxedo, you may have missed it. It was Buffalo Trace did send the box. It's massive. You know what I mean? Like it's oh fuck. It's a pretty big box. Well, let's hope nothing too expensive was in there. Just kind of knocked it around a little bit. Bonding Over Whiskey says, a cat with a fashionable attire has arrived. Trip in the Mind says, have you heard of the new Black Ops 6? Yep, absolutely. But I'm like weird. Like when I played video games like that, I don't play anymore. Unfortunately, like I don't keep up with it. But when I did, I always played zombies, which was always like a weird, Like nobody wanted to play zombies apparently, and I was like, I was the shit at zombies. I also have Xbox, where everybody kind of hates Xbox too. Manif says, haven't been able to enjoy whiskey all my life because of the burn. As soon as I turned 30, I was able to enjoy flavors of whiskey, and I came to realize with a glass of Yamazaki 12. Japanese whiskey is a good way to start. Typically, it's a little bit lower proof, and it kind of is a lot smoother, right? Because it's lower proof. The burn gets a lot of people, and that's what turns a lot of people away from bourbon and whiskey is that little burn. It does take some getting used to, right? If you do want to get into that kind of hobby. I always suggest like start with like putting a couple drops of water into it, drink it over ice. Things like that will help mitigate that to kind of get you through like that awkward phase of trying to get past it. And drink lower proof stuff to start. Trip in the Mind says, I mainly play campaign and zombies. I'm on Xbox as well. Well, if I ever buy it and you pop on here and I get back on for a night, we'll play some zombies. I could go for a Call of Duty night with the boys. It's been a while. Bottom of Whiskey says, you just cracked that GTS they gave you? Yeah, right. They sent me the Eagle, very rare, and I just fucking dropped it on the floor. Eric says, try to get him to open at TC. Guys, we don't know if I'm going to have an ideal plan for Friday, so I'm preparing to make sure I can keep something on track for Friday. I did pull out, and I pulled the note out, and I showed everybody that I got the note from Buffalo Trace. So they sent me a little love letter. They said, hey, we hooked you up, boys. I don't know. We'll have to see. Eric says block him if he doesn't open it. That's fucked up, bro. Michael says if you had to use a bottle to gauge the width of your penis, what bottle could you fit in it? I don't know. Fucking one of these little guys? Fuck, I don't know. Fit in it? Fuck, I don't think I'm putting anything in there, but we're gonna say this is an accurate size if you're that curious about what I'm packing. Mr. Joker says, tell me why you get Santa cheeks when you start drinking. LOL. Where is those sugar cookies? My cheek, if that's what you're talking about, this, like I just have like a weird spot on my face that fucking comes and goes. That's not from drinking. I've only had like 2 sips tonight, guys. Yeah, I'm just fucking. They told me I have to shave my beard to get rid of it, so I'm not doing that. Manif says, so to get used to the burn is to keep drinking through the burn? Yes and no, right? You want to mitigate it first because eventually, like, I mean, the way I did it was I drank some really high proof shit. And now, like, when you drink the 90 proof, the 100 proof, I don't get a lot of burn. You know what I mean? And some bottles are better at it than others. But the proof is what the burn is. You know what I mean? So if you go get an 80 proof, it's going to be a lot less than getting 120 proof. You know what I mean? But put a couple drops of water in it. We'll open it up, kill some of the burn. Ice typically will kill some of the burn as well. So, but if you just really are not a fan of the burn, I mean, I would hate to say it, you may not just be not a fan of whiskey or bourbon. That may just be the case, which is okay too. You know, it's not for everybody. But we appreciate you being here, even if it's not. Kat says, heck yeah, Black Ops Zombies and campaigns are the best. Kat, I was saying we need to, when Black Ops 6 comes out, we're going to have to do a Call of Duty night for the boys. I'm getting behind the chat, guys, sorry. Eric says, TC, no respect for the president or VP. Balding Wizzy says, I was a PlayStation narc. I had Xbox forever. I'd rather have PlayStation, but it is what it is. Bonnie Whiskey said, that's above average. I appreciate you. Put your brick in the glass. Not the glass. What? Tater Dom says, aw, shoot, late, but cheers, call me old-fashioned and people. Well, cheers to you, bud. Welcome to the stream. I'm super behind in the chat. Dun, dun, dun. Trip into the Mind says, what's your opinion on conspiracies? My opinion is every single one of them has got to be true. Prove me wrong. I go in too deep, you know what I mean? So I don't even talk about them on here often because we'll be here forever. Man, this says, I love the flavors of whiskey. Just got to get used to that burn. Getting used to it is part of it. But I would say just to start, like it's literally like a dropper. I don't know if I have one right here. Let's see if I got one. I have my bitter droppers, which is a good example. Like if you go get, don't use your bitters, but you can get like an eyedropper and drip a couple drops of water in and it will open it right up, which usually kills a little bit of the burn. Kind of takes the edge off. You know what I mean? So. Botting for Whiskey says, same. I get a little burn from bottled in bonds compared to the 133, 116, 114 I used to. He says, I'll try your suggestions out, by all means. I did make like a full video on how to get the notes out of bourbon, which probably could also be used on how to like drink it, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I posted that one. Tuxedo Cat says, campaign is great, but nothing compared to the Modern Warfares. Y'all can fight me. Nah, I was always a zombies nerd. All I played was that. That and gun game. You know what I mean? Like that was the shit. Michael says, I don't know if this is true, but a lot of people say you fill your bottles with iced tea. This whole thing is a stick, whatever you're trying to say. No, God, no. I mean, Michael, I'd love to believe a lot of people was talking about me so much where they thought I was faking my bottles. But no, most of the time, like obviously tonight's more of like a hangout stream where I just grabbed one off the shelf, but most streams I open the bottle on stream. So, and then I try it, review it, do all that stuff. I mean, to be honest, it'd probably be better if it was fake because sometimes you get a little buzzy buzz on stream. That ain't the best thing to do, but I hate iced tea, by the way. Like, it would have to be like Dr. Pepper, and we'd be like, oh, it's like a triple oak, where it's like real dark. You know what I mean? Like, that would be like maybe we do that. You know what I mean? Tuxedo says, and I'm the only one who said Clinton has to lie about the Monica thing. I want to have a good time. LOL, don't. That's my damn president. I want him to have a good time. Don't give in. Manna says, I'm a beer guy. Had to switch over to whiskeys because this belly is getting insane. I feel that. Just so you know, whiskey is not going to help it too much. It's still going to stay there. A lot of these whiskeys and bourbons are sweet. It's got sugar, which turns into fat. But in moderation. You get a buzz a lot quicker. I used to drink beer a lot, but then I just kind of switched because I'm just not that big of a fan of beer. We did do a beer review of the what's it called? The Bananas Foster's Stout from Bourbon County, which is basically a stout aged in a bourbon barrel. Had like banana notes and stuff in it. It was pretty solid. It was super sweet though, but it was like, I don't remember, like 15% alcohol or something crazy like that. Mr. Joker said, is Friday going to be a call-in show as well? Well, we can definitely make it one. If you guys are going to call in, I'll definitely make Friday's stream a call-in show. But I don't have Friday's full plan yet. I know we're gonna go over the Buffalo Trace box. We're gonna go over a couple housekeeping things, and I'm waiting to see if I can get something. And if I can pick something up, we'll pick it up, and then we'll have a go all the time with it. If I can't, we'll definitely turn it into more of like a call-in show hangout thing. Bonding over whiskey, I'm glad you're here because I can't remember half the shit I drink. He says, Bananas Foster Goose Island Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. That's the beer I had, by the way, guys. There's a full review on a live stream. It's pretty good. Very sweet, though. Let me see this thing here. Where is this? Trip into the Mind says, random question. Any favorite songs or bands? I don't know. There's like, I have this playlist. My playlist on Spotify is very like weird, right? Because I got like a mix between like drinking song and then like new dad songs. So the two songs that I listen to the most right now, I also don't listen to music that often. I'm weird. I sit in the car in silence. Like a good like upbeat song is called Tipsy by Shabuzi. That one's probably my favorite song right now. And then The Man You See in Me by Will Dempsey. That's more of a country song. Both are bangers. Man, it says I like Asian imports more. Michael, great question. He says, have you ever thought about how different things would be if you didn't have a beard? Would this whole page even work then? Michael, probably not, because I'm pretty fucking ugly without a beard. I'm not the best looking with a beard, but if you take this beard off me, oof, I mean, like 19-year-old me would have took over. We're not the same anymore though, you know? But the beard definitely helps. You know, I will not be shaving my beard anytime soon. So there's not going to be any issues with that. I would have to catch on fire for it to come off. But the beard also looks a little rough today, right? We got some grays popping in now. We're not like completely straightened out. Anytime I hold the kid, he like digs in, so my beard gets all crazy. So I had him right before we went live. And then the wife took over. She went and did a little diaper change in the bedtime routine. Bartender song by Rehab. Blood of the Crown metal song. Tuxedo says, I like Brazilian imports. Oh, bro, we got to turn the AC down. I am cooking in here. Oh, I'm like way behind the chat. That's my bad, guys. I paused it. Bonding says, my favorite country song is probably Forever and Ever, Amen. And more modern is probably Where the Wild Things Are. You know what sucks? Is like everybody's naming these songs, and I bet you I've probably heard all of them. But I'm so bad at names, I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm more of a, let me listen to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that song. I'm more into Vietnamese imports. Bro, you guys are killing me. I'm fond of Mexican imports. You guys just get a whole lot of imports, apparently. I think I'm gonna switch it up. This one's good. I just think we're gonna swap up the bottle. This sweet tea isn't as sweet anymore. What should we drink, guys? Let's do 1792. I gave this one shit last time. We'll give it a second to try and redeem itself. Last time I drank this 1792, by the way, it was good. This is also 1792 small batch. It's not full proof. It's not sweet weed or none of that stuff. So it's 93.7 proof. The weird thing I didn't like about it was, like after I drank it, it made my mouth dry. And for me, if I'm drinking a drink, the last thing I want is to feel like I'm super thirsty after having a drink. Oh, Wild Things is Luke Combs? I know Luke Combs in. Luke Combs was mine and the wife's wedding song. Not Wild Things, but Beautiful Crazy. Manna says, drink some Hibiki. I love some Hibiki. We'll do that next. I'll have a pour of Hibiki after. I love Hibiki, but Hibiki is probably one of the more expensive bottles I have. And I have still not made an old fashioned with it yet. And the bottle's half gone. So like, I've been waiting for my buddy to come over so I can give him like a Japanese old fashioned. Not that the proof on that is really going to be that worth it, but I still want to have one. So, but we'll have it after. Mr. Joker says, bonding what list? I don't know what he's referring to. Joker, sipping on a Capri Sun. You know what I had the other day? Memorial Day weekend. We went over to the in-laws and they had this like mini Sunny D. Little Sunny D to go. We crack them open, slam them. Little basketball shot into the trash. Those are banging. The kids get all the good drinks. Bonnie says, Luke's Love You Anyway is an amazing wedding song to me. I believe so. But as a wedding photographer, I've never heard it played at weddings. You never hear Luke Combs songs played at weddings anymore. Beautiful Crazy is probably as far as they get, or Forever After All is another one that they'll play quite often. But most of the time it's the same like basic songs at weddings, so. But you're not wrong. Cause I'm Let's get this going here. Bro, that light is not that bright over here, is it? Oh, it's pulling from that one. That must be too far. Manna says, my favorite old fashioned is with Buffalo Trace. I do like a good old fashioned or Buffalo Trace old fashioned. It's not my favorite though, but it is very good. Like if I can get it at a restaurant, that's what I go with most of the time. But because it's only 90 proof, I want it to be a little bit higher proof if I had the choice. Or I like Woodford's Double Oak. It's still at the same proof point, so there's not like burn or nothing like that. But it's got the oak and it's got the chocolate note that I really like in an old fashioned. So. Bonding Over Whiskey says, that's unfortunate. People aren't as creative on the music. There's only been one wedding I went to where I was super impressed with the music, and it was like techno, like rave dance music. But what made it so cool is everybody was super bought in, and they were going nuts. So like it was a cool, different vibe. Where most of the time it's like the same. Wobble, 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 whatever you want to call it, wobble. Good random song, American Pie by Don McLean. Highlights message. Sipping on Caperson. Caperson, which flavor? I Want to Rock does play at weddings. A lot of times, like they'll play something in that realm of like something a lot of people know to get people on the dance floor. That's how they started out. Amanda says, when you say chocolate note, is that like a milk chocolate note or like the smell of dark chocolate or cocoa beans? It is like a mix, like on the nose, you would say it's probably like a dark chocolate note on the nose. It's not super sweet on the nose, but when you drink it, it's more like a thick milk chocolate. Because it's prominent. It's very sweet. You know what's funny is like I saw the other day, somebody like got roasted for just saying chocolate note. And I was like, that's stupid. Like, who really cares what kind of chocolate? You know what I mean? Like, I've never got that in depth with it. So I was prepared for that comment. Just so you know, I was prepared. But he said, "Oh, good explanation." Yeah, see, I was prepared. But I also like gave it some thought after I saw that, and I was like, well, maybe there. I've never had a different kind of chocolate though, because the same style of chocolate is in this Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel. They're identical, and that's why I like both of those bottles as like two of my favorites, because that chocolate note in a sense just elevates the bottle to like feel like it's more. So Liz says, "Good night, boys. Good night." Let me check the nursery. Bonnie over Whiskey says people usually get roasted for saying smooth. Yeah, I was that guy getting roasted, so. But I also, like, what I say for, like, smooth and stuff is, like, if I say it's smooth, that's to me. And, like, if somebody is matching up with my palate and the same things I drink, then they'll know that, hey, if he thinks it's smooth and I thought everything else he said that to was smooth, it should be in the same realm. So people just get mad because they don't know what that person's palate is because they're not dedicated enough to their channel. Prepared for that one too. But I get it, you know what I mean? Because if you just pop on and somebody says it's smooth, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? You know? I don't typically try to say it anymore, but I definitely did in the beginning a lot. Taylor Dom says, my wedding song was covered by Cinema by Ben, the EDM? Bro, that chat's moving quick. That's what's up. I would mean, the EDM wedding that I went to was just a lot of fun, so I was stoked that it was different. Man says, yeah, my explanation on the Yamazaki 12 said it tastes like complex candy, bad explanation. Everybody's explanation of a taste, of a note in a bourbon or whiskey is either going to be very similar or completely different, right? And what I mean by that is like some people may think it tastes very similar than what the other person thinks. But me and you, I may think it tastes like a caramel that I had when I was 10, and you may think it was the caramel you had on your ice cream yesterday. But it's all just like what you correlate that note with. And it's, it just comes down to whatever people like, you know? Bonning says, I know your palate is sweet, chocolate, the notes of fruit, light or dark. You know me so well. I'm like, I got that Valentine's Day palate, you know what I mean? Like, give me a little sweet, a little chocolate covered fruits. You know, if you give me a little toasted marshmallow in there too, we could have a good time. Those are just the things that I personally like to drink. It's not that other things aren't better or things aren't good as well. Because I do try a lot of things, but the things that like if I go to the store to go pick out a bottle, and if nobody gave me any recommendations and I have no direction, I'm gonna gravitate towards something I think is gonna be in the profile that I like, so. And when somebody asks me what my favorite is, they're always gonna get a very similar answer, because I like a lot of the same shit. But that also has to say with, I haven't really dove too deep into rye. You know what I mean? So like, I'd say in 6 months after we get another 15, 20 rye on the belt, things may be different. You never know. And your palate does change and evolve over time. Just that goes for anybody. Like you may like only Penelope Architect now, but you may like Penelope Rose Cast in the future. You know what I mean? It just depends on what your palate does. Trip into the Mind says, random question. Do you have any favorite eras or years in general? I mean, I don't know. Probably 90s. 90s had the best cartoons, so. Not that I watch cartoons a lot nowadays, but that's where I'm going with. Things were cheaper in the 90s. Bonnie River Whiskey says, I love rye spice and buttered popcorn. I hate buttered popcorn in real life, though. But in whiskey, it's such a unique note. Dedicate. Bro, it's moving too quick for me to read that. Also, forgot to say that your palate is a little intrigued by toasted whiskey. Yeah, I do like some toasted. But yeah, no, I don't know if I've ever had anything and picked up a popcorn note, though. I pick up spices and different kind of baking spices I can pick up sometimes. But again, I haven't had too many ryes for me to be like, oh, that one tastes like popcorn. That one tastes like fucking churros. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, Kat says, 2008 Depression era was a banger. It was a good time back then, you know? Houses were cheap. Trippin' Mind said, yeah, 80s was cool, but I kind of skipped from the 40s to the 50s to the 60s. I don't know. I like technology and I like the futuristic shit too, but at the same time, like, I don't. I like pieces from all of it. How about that? Let's go with that answer. You know, I didn't pay attention as I drank that pour, so. Let's get a little sip before we switch again. That way I can see if I get dry mouth on this. Guys, I hate to say it, like, 1792 leaves my mouth dry after the fact. And it's been months since I did that last review. It just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, after the fact, it just kind of soaks up everything in your mouth and just, like, turns it to dust. Wait, what? Wait. Oh my God, I'm missing so much. He says, Bonnie Whiskey, that cat, you the guy that loved Annoying Orange, aren't you? Mammoth says, I am the only one that thinks Parmesan tastes like vomit. Yeah, I'm weird. Ah, fuck, you're gonna ruin spaghetti for me if I think about that too hard. Bonnie Whiskey says, Old Granddad 114 was the only popcorn for me, nose, palate, and finish. I have Old Granddad. I don't have Old Granddad 14 in here, though. Cilantro soap, people? Bro, what? Where did this stream go? We took a left turn at cilantro. Kids on the monitor, you know what I mean? Tuxedo Cat says, sorry, so I was playing Scrabble. Bro, what's up with you and Scrabble? Are you in prison? What's happening? You're always playing Scrabble. Trip of the Mind says, every time I hear... Okay, I'll skip that one. Apparently Bro, it's moving quick. I think cilantro tastes like taste. Carl in the chat says, hi, how are you doing? I'm doing all right, Carl. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Joker says, all right, chat, bedtime for me. Later, fellas. See you on Friday stream. Cheers. Well, appreciate you stopping in, Joker. Have a good rest of your night. Having fun at work tomorrow, and I'll see you Friday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Bonnie Whiskey says, call me old-fashioned. Some people taste cilantro and it tastes like soap. It's common. That's weird. I don't know about that. Soap tastes great, and so does cilantro, so. Just kidding. I don't need soap. Carl says, not too good to be honest. Waiting for the police to turn up. Well, sorry to hear that. That can't be good. But if you could tell the police to maybe subscribe to the channel, just help us out a little bit, it's not a big deal. I'm not picky. Why are the police coming, Carl? Tripping the Mind says, I'm confused as well. We all are. That's how we stumbled in here. Mammoth says crayons taste good too, apparently. That's weird. Who the fuck's eating crayons? Carl's gonna come in, drop that little piece. No, he's back. He says, Carl says a crackhead just tried kicking my daughter's door through. I don't know what state you're in, Carl, but I'm thinking maybe blast that dude. You can't be letting people break into a home. As long as everybody's all right, though, that's the more important part. Mammoth says Marines eat crayons. Weirdos? I don't think Marines eat crayons. Oh, let me pull that down while we drink that. Habiki. Carl said, lost control and fucked him up. That's what you got to do. You got to protect the family. You got to protect the family, Carl. Bonnie Orsi says, then trying to get discharged or something? Are they trying to get discharged or something? Carl says, I'm in the UK. I don't know what it's like in the UK, so. He says, I think I broke my wrist on him. I heard healthcare is free in the UK if that brightens the day up any. You could be in America and it could cost your entire life savings to fix your arm. Tuxedo said, good, give him the old 1-2 and then an uppercut. Maybe a little bit more than that. Somebody's trying to break in your house. But yeah, if you guys are new, by the way, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We do go live every Friday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk bourbon, whiskey, old-fashioned stuff. We got a box to open that Buffalo Trace sent us. We don't know what's in it, but Buffalo Trace sent us a little special package to say thanks, apparently. But yeah, we're going to do that on Friday. We're working on other days for streams. Right now we're testing out the Wednesday late night pour stream where we just kind of hang out. So let me know if you guys are able to tune in every Wednesday. If not, it's no big deal. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. If you do, let me know if it pops up on the screen, because it should, because I have that little button that does that now. Carl says it's free, but then I'm incriminating myself. Say you trip and fell, Carl. Your sister and you were wrestling and you accidentally fell down one of the stairs, broke your wrist. The cuts on your knuckles, that's from scraping as you fell. Tuxedo says, when you're looking at the laptop, the camera angle kind of looks like you got punched in the face. Yes, I have a red mark on my face, guys. The wife beats me. No, it's, I got a weird spot right here. Like, bro, I fucking have, like, steroid shit to put on it, but it's been bright today for some reason. And one of the things they said is I had to shave my beard to get rid of it, like, easily. I was like, not gonna happen, so now I gotta put, like, steroid shit on there. But thanks for noticing, everybody. I appreciate that. Way to kick me while I'm down. Bro, it's moving quick tonight. Mammoth said, Tuxedo, when I was born, the doctor got scared and punched me in the face. Damn. Nunya in the chat, welcome back, bud. They said, what would you recommend as a good working man's whiskey? What I would consider a working man's whiskey is something that you're able to drink between, you know, the Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, if you will. It's got to be decently cheap, right? It can't be too expensive. So I'm thinking anywhere from a budget to $20 to $40, just depending on what kind of work you're doing. If you're doing a more of like a $20 range, maybe Benchmark Bonded or Benchmark Single Barrel. That's from Buffalo Trace. So if you like Buffalo Trace products, this would be a good, like, budget-friendly version. But it's solid. It's a really good mixer. Let's say if you just got a few extra bucks than that, then probably anything Redwood Empire. Redwood Empire is solid, and it's usually around 30 to 35 bucks, just depending on where you're at. So you can go cheaper, you can go more expensive. I don't know what everybody's budget is. Mama says, pretty weird, Tuxedo. I only come out at night. Okay. Well, welcome to the chat. You don't have to leave the house to come to the chat. That's the most important part, you know? Tater Dom says, almost forgot to hit the like button. Just a friendly reminder, hit the like button. People, show some love. Appreciate that, Tater Dom. We're going to slide that comment over while I check the rest of them real quick. Botting Over Whiskey says, Nunya, Wild Turkey 101. Yeah, it's a good option, too. But everybody says Wild Turkey 101, so I try to give a different answer of things that I also like. Four Roses single barrel is a good daily? I would say so. It just depends on what you get it for the price, though, because sometimes, like certain stores, they charge a lot for that for some reason. Carl says, blue light flashing, banging on my door. Wish me luck. Good luck, Carl. Hope you get your arm fixed. And don't go to jail. Where's my water? Mammoth says 45, local to him for the Four Roses. Again, a lot of times when people ask me what the best working man whiskey is, or best budget whiskey in a sense, they're usually wanting me to say the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond 100 proof. And if somebody does like that, then go buy that. But I'm not going to always recommend that. I try to find something slightly different than what everybody else says, so they can have more than just the same exact opinion. You know what I mean? So I like Redwood Empire. It's cheap enough. That's what I like for my daily stuff when I'm just kind of hanging out. If I want an old fashioned, I drink a little bit higher priced whiskey for my old fashions. And I like Rare Breed as daily too, but people lose their mind over that. Bonnie Over Whiskey says, oh, call me old fashioned. I saw Duke Cannon Buffalo Trace soap. I smelt sweet and woody. I also found Sugar Lines Moonshine you recommended. Yeah, so do you got the Appalachian apple? Is that what you're going with? Did you pick that up? Tuxedo says, I get to go on a business trip in July. Where are you going? Oh yeah, forgot. Nunya was the music guy. Nunya says, Gainwell Music, appreciated your review. I honestly didn't expect you to pull it up on your live. Just when you had some free time, so I greatly appreciate it. Absolutely, bud. It was good music, so I remember it. Taylor Don says, I've been recommending, I don't remember what that is. Original Bottled and Bond as sold daily sippers to the homies. Can't go wrong for 40 bucks. Mammoth says, I don't mind spending 40 to 70 for my daily. Mammoth, you're kind of in the same boat as me. That's usually where I kind of fall in. But if you say that out loud, people lose their fucking minds. So I did a whole video on best bourbons to make an old fashioned with, or best bourbons for daily sippers. Bro, and people are like, you didn't put anything budget in there, you piece of shit. That was on TikTok. TikTok gets crazy though. My TikTok's also pretty popping. Like most of my fucking TikToks got like fucking 20 to 80,000 views on like everything I post. Bonnie Over Whiskey says another good option is Jack Daniel's Bonded. I don't own Jack Daniel's Bonded, and I haven't had it at my house, so I haven't really done a real review on it. But if it's anything like that triple mash, it's got to be good. So yeah, if you like the Jack Daniel's profile, it's probably good as well. Jack Daniel's number 7 is also good for anybody that really just wants a budget-friendly bottle too, if they only drink Jack and Cokes. Bonnie says, I might get it. I don't know. I usually don't drink sweet stuff anymore. Can't temper the last old-fashioned I had. I really need to get back into it. An old-fashioned, you can control how sweet it is. The Appalachian apple moonshine stuff is very sweet. It's more of like you drink a shot or two, and that's like your dessert. So keep that in mind. But it's damn good. So, and that's not whiskey or bourbon. That's like fucking moonshine or whatever they call it. Tuxedo said Rapid City, South Dakota, then to Bismarck, North Dakota. You're not going anywhere fun then. Oh, bro. How'd I miss that? I just expected something dirty from you. He said BBC equals Bardstown Bourbon Company, Origins. The black label, bottled and bond. Okay? I haven't had that one yet, actually, but I know it's solid because that one's banging. Mammoth says, I haven't had Jack Daniels in a while. I mean, I guess I haven't either of the number 7. Couldn't put a pinpoint to any of the flavors? Like 10 years ago? Damn, that's been a long time. Jack Daniels number 7 was like where they obviously started everything. Then they started getting a little bit more creative and getting like shit that people actually want to just drink neat. Jack Daniels number 7 is mainly just used for Jack and Cokes. I've never met one person that's just sitting there with a Jack or with a old number 7 in a Glen. So Mammoth says, do you put a cherry in your old fashions or just bitters, sugar, and alcohol? My old fashioned is probably different than most because on stream I'll use simple syrup, but I like using cube sugar, and I just put 1 cube sugar or ½ ounce of simple syrup. I use 2 different bitters. I use spiced cherry bitters from Woodford's, and I use orange bitters from Woodford's as well. I don't use the aromatic ones. Then I use like 2.5 to 3 ounces of bourbon, typically Woodford's Double Oak. I do put a cherry in it. I use the dark, what are these called? I like the Woodford's cherries, but they go bad so quick. So Filthy Black Cherry, I use these. These are solid, but I also put like a ½ spoonful of the black cherry syrup as well, because I like that shit. And then typically every other one I'll probably smoke, and I'll use like an oak or a walnut chips for the smoking. There's tons of videos of me making old fashioned, so feel free to scroll back. I go over that same recipe multiple times. Nunya says, okay, so I'm a terrible whiskey drinker. I have to chase or mix my stuff. Jim Beam is my favorite. That's why I asked you what's a good option so I could be elaborate. So I should be elaborate. What is a good chaser or mixer for Jack Daniels? Or for Jim Beam, my bad. I don't know, Coke? I mean, Jack and Coke, Jim and Coke, those are all like staple things to drink. If you're looking for something saying, hey, if you just don't care for the taste of alcohol, like get into something like a whiskey sour, or get into like I don't know, what else? Or a whiskey lemonade. You know what I mean? You can go get like what would be good in lemonade? You can go get Crown Royal's blackberry whiskey. It's Canadian whiskey, but that in like lemonade was pretty solid for me. It's nothing, I won't drink it often because it's super sweet, but you can get like lemonade and you can get bougie with it or girly with it, however you want to describe it. You could put strawberries in it, blackberries in it, whatever you want in it, and make a special lemonades out of it, so. Bonnie Whiskey says, Nunya, RC Cola, don't do that. Go for Coke or Pepsi. Unless you're just on a super budget, then get whatever you can. Tuxedo says Jim Beam is a pretty good chaser for more Jim Beam. I'd second that. Mammoth says, so nice. So 2 dashes or each bitter. I probably overdo it on the bitter. So I don't know if taking my recommendation on that. So like Woodford's, they come with eyedroppers, right? And I use about half, no, not half, like a third of the eyedropper of both. So definitely more than a couple drops. It's more like a couple squirts. But it definitely enhances the flavor for me, so. Eric says, I'm back, got called out. Hey, welcome back. About time. Get JB Peach? I'm not a big peach guy, though. Mammoth says, I love strawberry lemonade. Not sure what would be good alcohol with it. I mean, it just depends on what you like. I think anything's pretty much good in it. You can get like any of the flavored whiskeys, like peach, berry, pineapple, any of that crap. Crown Royal is typically all the flavored shit that I get. Apple, you can put all that stuff in lemonade and it's usually pretty solid. But it's just depends on how you dress it up. I like old fashions, and to me, it is like a fancy way of taking a shot. It waters it down a little bit, of course, right? Because the ice, you're putting a little bit of bitters, a little bit of sweetness, some cherry, and you're dressing it up. So for me, like if somebody's really trying to get into whiskey or bourbon and they just don't know how to start, an old fashioned is probably a really good way because it dresses up in a way that isn't as like intimidating of taking a shot of whiskey, hair. So Nunji says, thanks for that. Just trying different stuff. Hey, by all means, maybe I'll make a video on that. Do a whole hour-long process. I'm just kidding, not an hour long. Tuxedo says, okay, now I'm shifting towards something like, oh, no, Magic Mike. Did I miss something? Why did he say, oh, no? Well, I mean, there's many things you could shift from. Magic Mike wasn't what I was thinking, but man, this subscriber thing is not popping up, I'll tell you that. Because there's been like maybe 10 of you guys that subscribed tonight, which I appreciate. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. But if you do, comment, subbed, or I did it, or screw you, like whatever you want to put in there, I don't really care. And let me know you did it. Because I got to figure out what am I doing wrong with these cameras. Or not the cameras, the little widget things. Nunya says, well, I don't necessarily like Canadian. Kentucky bourbon is what my palate likes. I agree. I'm not a big Canadian fan. Just Crown Royal has decent flavored whiskeys. So that's why I said that. You know what I would get? Like for you, like if you don't necessarily like too much, like crazy, like burn or like whiskey taste, you probably want to find like a wheated bourbon because it'd be a lot sweeter. Try to find one around that 80 to 90 proof. The only one that I have like right on hand is the, I have this Shady Mile. You can get it at Winn-Dixie. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon, 21% wheat. This one also has like a light chocolate note, so it's a little sweeter. It's pretty good, but it's just like, to me, it feels more like family-friendly beginner bourbon. So I don't drink it that often, but it's good. But that's what I would start with. Start working your way into that. Are you trying to figure out what, Eric says try Basil Hayden? I don't care for Basil Hayden too much. I don't remember why. I just remember when I tried it, I wasn't that big of a fan. Oh yeah, Bonnie River Whiskey knows better than fucking any of us. He has his own channel apparently. Elijah Craig's Small Batch is probably one of the best bourbons to get into to start. It is very sweet, has its own unique profile to it. It's not intimidating at all. They make solid old fashions, so they're also fairly cheap. So, yeah, Elijah Craig, Small Batch. Pick it up almost any liquor store. It's solid. Sometimes I have too many bottles for my own good. I can't even like think about recommendations. What? So it does work. Kevin just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Kevin. Appreciate that. Welcome. Nunya says, weeded bourbon? Cool. I will. Here in North Carolina, I haven't had a Winn-Dixie since the 90s. I missed it. I miss it. Where in North Carolina you at, Nunya? I go to North Carolina all the time, but you guys have like the Piggly Wigglies and I like to call them Ingles. Ingles? I don't think Ingles actually sells liquor, does it? Yeah, North Carolina is all ABC, but... So yeah, I guess you would have to go to like an ABC weird store. But you do have Publix now, so you're on the come up. Eric says, I don't like Basil Hayden, it's just lower proof, it's starting out. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't like it. Tuxedo Cat says, how much longer are we going to run tonight? Want to see if I have enough time to do something. Well, how much time do you need? Like, are we thinking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or are you about to be gone for an hour? Because I can't imagine I'm going to go a whole another hour, but... It says Gastonia, or Gastonia? I can't even read that, apparently. What part is that? Is that east or west? North Carolina. I'll be in North Carolina next month, and I believe I'm going to be right above Charlotte, over by Hanging Rock State Park. Bonnie Voicey says, I think 94 is good for those who are used to 80 proof sweet stuff. I agree with that. 94 is not that bad. So it just depends, you know. If somebody's just starting out, they may not care for it. I would say, like, just dive into something like, you go get Four Roses that is, what, is it 90 proof, right? Is it 90 proof? Yeah, right, 90 proof. I may be tripping, I didn't read it properly, but it's, yeah, like Four Roses, the simple bottle, right? It's cheap enough, you can get it. 15 minutes, Cat? Yeah, feel free to take 15-minute break. Make sure you're back on time, though. Then he says, we are 20 minutes west of Charlotte. So I go through you guys all the time. Every time I'm driving through North Carolina and I gotta go through Charlotte, I always see that Buc-ee's sign where if I would just keep going straight, I don't know which road it is, by the way. If I just keep going straight, I'd hit Buc-ee's where I'd want to stop, but I always got to turn in towards Charlotte. Most of the time, though, I go past Charlotte and I'll go over towards like Cherokee and Nantahala area, Asheville. The last wedding I did, though, was probably about an hour north of Charlotte. I think it was Andrews. I could be wrong about that, though. I don't remember exactly where it was. It probably was Andrews. Bottle of Whiskey says, I want Publix in Texas. Best sandwiches. Bro, a little pub sub never hurt nobody. Publix down here just came out with Philly cheesesteaks for their subs. Just saying. They're banging. Tuxedo Cat says, never mind. Did it already. I made a bit of a mess, but I'll clean it up later. Oh, what'd you do, though? What kind of mess? Did you kill somebody? What happened? Like, I'm so lost. Turns out only need 3 minutes. I know what you did. Then you said, just got married 2 weeks ago. Wish I would have hired you. I'm pretty nasty. I could show you some photos. One thing I've never done is actually shown you guys any of my photography work. But what did I fucking just do? Did I just fuck it up? No. Let me do this. Let me see what I have on here. Okay. I will show you these. Just because I can. Oh, got that going. Pull this back up. All right, so if I do, what's both? Nope. Let's do screen share.
And if I hide that, I pull this up. So this one is a photo of like a little cloud. They're dancing. This is first dance stuff. The more important photo is this one. This is on the top of a mountain, a little sunset action. It's this was at Hoxton, I believe. Fun couple though, really fun couple. A little nostalgic black and white under the veil. Another sunset with the veil. Another mountain shot. That was just kind of like more standard stuff. Little father-daughter, mother-son. Ooh, end of the night sparklers. So there you have it. I was quick, but that's what happens. Gotta move quicker than that. Wait, what? Eric, I don't know what happened. I just see a message from Eric says butt chug. Bonnie Boy says, don't know about cheesesteaks. My dad is from Jersey. He'd disown me if I ate a public fake cheesesteak. It is not like a Jersey cheesesteak type of thing. So yeah, he probably would. So nah, Eric made some microwave popcorn. So Nunya said, even Glenn Wall didn't perform. He didn't perform? Ain't that some shit? That's messed up. He said, damn, that's sick. Or slick. Thank you. Bonnie Voice says, beautiful work. Eric said, that's awesome pictures. Hey, I appreciate it, boys. Those aren't even my best stuff. That's just what I have on my computer. I wish I had the photo. I may have a photo that got published in Arizona. That one's really cool. I want to show you that one if I have it. We went from whiskey to photos. Let me see. I have honeymoon here. I have the photo, but it's got the little thing from Shutter Up magazine on it. So like that sounds braggy, but I'll show you it. This is in Antelope Canyon at during my honeymoon. And this was a photo I took. This is obviously my wife. She's just standing there. It's back when masks were still a thing. Right? But yeah, a little light stream coming in, lighting up the place. But it has the freaking logo from the magazine on there. That's where it got published. One of the places it got published out there, but it was that was sick. That was my first photo that got into a magazine. So I was pretty fucking pumped about that. Liz says, yeah, he's pretty badass. Hey, she said it, not me. Her ears must have been burning. She was like, I think I'm on the stream. All right, boys, let's switch to a rye. Fucking Liz. Liz, you spelled pour wrong. Oh. She said if I had some bourbon cream, I'd come in and have a pour with you guys. But who drank all the bourbon cream? Maybe Friday. Maybe Friday we'll get Liz on the stream. Ow. Well, where are we at? What time are we at on here? We're about an hour and 20. Not too shabby. Still got a pour to go, though. My nose is getting clogged. Eric says, I thought Call Me Old Fashioned was going to the store Saturday to get more bourbon cream. I may have to go Friday then. Get her on the stream. Nunya said, damn, didn't know we had Buc-ee's here. I'm a terrible North Carolinian. You guys have like two. And there's one, like when you leave North Carolina and you go through Atlanta, there's one like right past Atlanta that like I missed. I like to go to all the Buc-ee's because they got the best snacks. And their gas is usually a little bit cheaper. And I don't have to worry about getting stabbed in the bathroom, so. Bonnie Whiskey says, I swear that Bardstown ride never goes down. Is it an infinity bottle? Bro, you're not lying though, right? Like it looks like it hasn't been touched. So, obviously, just so you know, like you can see my pours. They're not, I don't do like crazy big pours because I'm usually drinking multiple things or streaming for 5 fucking hours. So I don't do giant pours to slow myself down on purpose. I don't really drink the Rise unless I'm on stream that often. Like I'll do it every once in a while, but like as you can see, like this one, I drink this off stream all the time. So that and like you can see, like I'll swap out between this one. So I've drank quite a bit of this one comparatively, but that's just because this one's more expensive. So like when I go for a drink, like I don't necessarily want to drink this one because it cost me like $75. Eric says, I heard the brisket was pretty good. It is, isn't it? So, Eric, if you go to Buc-ee's in the morning, they got a brisket and egg taco, little salsa on it. Chef's kiss. Cheap too. Oh, I fuck them up. Bonnie Whiskey says Buc-ee's is overrated to me, especially on the food. Bonnie Whiskey, it's past your bedtime. I think you've said enough. I mean, their food's not amazing by any means, but it is better than a Racetrack or a Pilot or any of those places. Their breakfast is better than all the other shit. But their beef jerky selection, their drink selection, all that stuff's pretty good. Tater Dom says, I always thought bourbon cream was something to enjoy during the Christmas season, but I might need to crack it soon then. So what I was trying to do the last stream on Friday, I believe, I was trying to do, everybody kept fucking telling me bourbon cream and root beer is the drink to have. So I don't drink soda, like ever. And her sister brought root beer over, and I was like, fuck yeah, we'll have root beer and bourbon cream like everybody told me to. So I said it on stream, and apparently she killed the bourbon cream. She's not like huge into bourbon, so she's not gonna have a pour like this or nothing like that. But the bourbon cream has notes of bourbon where it's like a good segue to maybe start. But it's also sweet, creamy. It's actually pretty solid. But she killed it, not me, you know? So like that's, if you're trying to get your wife into bourbon, give her some bourbon cream. It's a good starting point. Yeah, Eric's like, yeah, it seems to be the same. You're telling me. You guys see what I drink. I drink mainly on stream. I've been live streaming. I did 14 to 15 live stream last month, which means I almost streamed every night for half the month. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Liz says, delicious. I really enjoyed it for the bourbon cream. I did tell her, Kat. I just didn't know what you were talking about at first, so. My nose get clogged. Maybe it's the way I sit. You think that's it? Bonnie Royce says, in Texas, we know proper smoked meat and jerky. Buc-ee's ain't it. But yeah, it's better than two-day-old pizza from 7-Eleven. Never had Buc-ee's breakfast, though. Also, anyone here know Alzup? I don't know what that is. But yes, what is it called? Not Little Caesars. Fuck, there's like a Hess that has pizza. Heaven's Pizza? I don't know what it is. It's not good, though. compare and then like going to Bucky's. Maybe I'll go to Bucky's breakfast in the morning, bro. That sounds fucking good. Yeah, let me know if the Ezra Brooks Tater Dom. Let me know if that Ezra Brooks bourbon cream is good. It is $8. That's pretty solid. I have some stupid little bourbon cream right here. Where is that bottle? I was comparing. The guy asked me what my fucking pee size was. I have a bespoke bourbon cream, Black Button Distilling. I have this little tiny thing, but I don't really trust it. I don't know. I don't trust it. What I make? Oh, I made that coffee drink with the bourbon cream. Yeah, I did Buffalo Trace, bourbon cream, coffee, ice. Made a little drink. That was pretty solid, but it'd probably be solid for most people, but for me, I just like my coffee black, so. Tuxedo said, had some bourbon cream the other day, drank it all in one go. That's usually what would happen, but I was trying to slow play it because I knew she liked it, and I was like, I had plans for other videos for it, so I didn't want to like kill it. Yeah, see? Even Kat says it's good. Spaceman420 says, his PP's pretty solid right now. Hey, you're welcome. Make sure you subscribe. We don't do this shit for free for making PPs hard. Just saying. Are you the... He says I'm black for a white guy. I don't believe you. Godfather pizza. That's what it is. Bro, bonding over whiskey. How old are you, bro? You're only 22. How do you know all these things? He says Aleps is a Texan gas station with world famous fried burritos. He's like, also, are you thinking of Godfather's Pizza? Yeah, Godfather's Pizza is trash. You guys see this shit? What is this? What the fuck? I will say, the amount of weird ass shit that we get in these streams sometimes, from like people popping in, telling me that I won like, me and my boyfriend are the one cutest couple. Like nobody's ever even fucking seen him. Bonnie Royce says I travel a lot. Well, there you go. It wasn't until I started traveling for photography that like I started seeing what other states really fucking had, like different stores and different shit like that. But even then, like I don't go too much. I really just drive to the hotel, stay at the hotel, go to the wedding, drive home. I gotta sneeze. Jesus fucking Christ. Let me check one thing real quick. We'll check it. Should I have another pour of the Bardstown Rye or should I switch to something else, fellers? You tell me. I think my shit lagged out. Get that off here. Get that off here. Don't save.
there we go. DJ Tia 6, I think maybe that's how you say it. It's a little small, but it says bust out the old classic Jack Daniels. That's what I started the stream with. I started the stream with the Jack Daniels triple mash. So it's not like the old number 7, but that's what I started the stream with. And I had Buffalo Trace, but we added all the Buffalo Trace into our infinity bottle. But what I can do instead is we can break into maybe, let's do some Weller, right? Maybe a little pour Weller. Going green bottles today, apparently. Know what I mean? Little Weller action. We'll just leave this right here, just in case we want to go back to it. Bonnie Whiskey says another Bardstown, especially if it will never run out. What does it say? The limit does not exist. There we go. Bonnie Whiskey says, oh, I take my driver's test tomorrow. If I pass, I might upload my first whiskey video opening. Well, I can't read it that fast. Upload my first whiskey video opening this year's Jack 10. Bro, definitely do that. If you need help with any of that, just let me know. Bonnie Royce says green equals health. Yeah, good luck, Bonnie over Whiskey. Make sure you pass. And then let me know how the Jack 10 is. And then just drive the bottle to me since you have a driver's license. It's only like 17 hours. Totally worth it. Bonnie over Whiskey's going to post a video and still cannot call into the call-in shows. I'm just saying. Not salty. Bro, Weller's is so good. People talk shit. Weller's is fucking bomb. Well, some repeat stuff real quick. Again, if you're new, you're just popping in, feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn the bell on. We do go live every Friday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Those streams are typically where I try to give you a little bit of information, then we hang out, right? I'm testing out a little Wednesday late night pour stream, which is what we're doing now. Monday definitely was better than Wednesdays, I'll tell you that. Mondays was bumping. Wednesday's been a little slow. Not slow, right? I like hanging out with you guys. I'm saying from a watch hour standpoint. And that's obviously what I'm trying to figure out how to get more of right now. So Mondays might be the move. But you never know. We're going to keep them testing. But yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to do weird shit. We're going to open up a box from Buffalo Trace on Friday. Let you see what they sent me. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm just saying it's probably going to suck. So just prepare for it to suck. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, then what it is, what it is. Eric says, I'm a Weller fanboy. Hey, yes, you are. I like Weller. I need to get my hands on a couple other bottles, but in good time. Bonnie Overwesty says, I think in total it's 19 hours. When I moved from Newport Richie, it was 18, and now I moved an hour from that, so location that took 18 hours. Last time I drove to Texas, it was 17 hours, and I drive like a psychopath. I go from fill up the tank till it's on E. Then I get gas, I stop, fill up, snack, get back on the road. I don't stop multiple times. If you got to pee, you pee out the window. And
I went from Jacksonville to basically Tyler, Texas. So I can only imagine how long it would take you to get here. I'm totally joking, by the way. Don't drive here. If you want to drive here, feel free, but don't. It would suck. Take your family to Disney World, then come. The flight, by the way, from Texas to here is only like an hour compared to the drives like 17 hours. I would never drive to Texas again. I would always fly. He said, thanks, y'all. Should be fine. I ain't nervous, but I'm not getting cocky. Can't remember if we have to parallel park in the southern states. Yes, more than likely. But I know for me, where we did our parallel park or 3-point turn or any of that shit, like it was in such a wide area, it didn't really matter. If they make you parallel park between real cars, you may be in some trouble if you don't know how. But he says, I'm further west than Tyler. Yeah, don't drive here. Tuxedo Cat says, call me old fashioned. Can you go to my page on your laptop? I took a picture of some stuff. I'll give you. I don't know if I could even do that. Can I? Do I know how to do that? I don't remember when the last time you commented on anything was, so I don't know where to find your stuff. Hump day thing. I don't think I've ever went to Tuxedo Cat's page. Is this your voice? Are you on?
I felt a great disturbance in the force.
Jesus fuck.
Voices suddenly cried out in terror.
What was that?
Sudden silence.
Stag for $10,000?
Something terrible has happened.
Eagle Rare for 45. That's not too bad. Buffalo for 39. It's it's all right, I guess. Bland's for 200. Don't do it. You're dead. Flatlining. Is that what that noise is? All right, let me get off this. Where do you want me to go? Community tab? Jesus. What kind of bottles you got here, bud? I can't see the comments as I'm doing this, so just bear with me. Bro, you are addicted to Penelope. Bro, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19. Oh, that's just good. You all right?
Yeah, I spilled my water.
Okay. The wife's shit-faced. She just spilled her drink all over the house. Let me go back to the chat real quick. Bonnie Whiskey says, go back to Busch Gardens, Six Flags suck. I don't care for either one of those. I'm not a big roller coaster kind of guy. I do like Universal because I like all the Harry Potter shit. Obviously, can you see my forearm? You can see my forearm. I got a Harry Potter tattoo, so. Taylor Dom says, when you purchase a Weller Millennium, may I have sample pre's at Eric? Did Eric say he's buying one? When Eric buys one, he's giving everybody samples, so. Yeah, Eric says, that's a Weller I will not own unless I win it or someone gives it to me. How much is it, guys? I don't remember how much. Eric says, Tater, I'll give you a pour whenever. Get one. Tuxedo says, I got a bottle of Eagle Rare for all the OGs when they pass through. To be honest, I don't even see Eagle Rare in there. I see an ungodly amount of... Oh, is that what the Eagle Rare top looks like? Okay, I see him now. I don't think I've ever looked at the top of an Eagle Rare, so there is an ungodly amount of Penelope. Why do you have that much? Let me show you, boys. I'm gonna pull up his stuff. How do I switch over? There we go. Somebody look at this. Somebody come look at this. What is this? Tuxedo Cat has this. I'm gonna like it too. Somebody has it up on his page. Look at all this. That's 6 bottles of Penelope here. Another 6 here. Another 6 here. And then you got Another one right here. What is that? That might be Eagle Rare. You got a little Bacardi over here, though. And then you got a whole another box right here. Looks like ASW. What are these white ones? Is that Makers? What is that? Oops. On my analytics page. Eric says 7,500. Oh, like pocket change, bro. We'll pick that up tomorrow. He's like, I got 5 boxes. Bro, you have too much then. Bonnie Royce says, who's going to spend that for a bottle of whiskey that you're gonna drink? Some people are crazy. A lot of people spend a lot of money on whiskey. I know for a fact, if I ever buy anything that's super expensive, it will be drank the very first day, if not within the first couple minutes of me buying it. And I'll definitely do it with you guys because I got to get my money's back, you know? I got to make it worth it. But I know some people do, and rightfully so. I don't really believe in collecting a bottle that you just buy, unless it's like special, right? Unless there's some real meaning behind it, you shouldn't just be keeping them. I don't mind, like if you bought a bottle of Weller, get a backup. Save that until that one's gone, you know what I mean? And rotate them out. But don't buy 50 bottles if you don't drink 50 bottles. What do you say? Eric says, oh wait, I missed a bunch here, didn't I? Tuxedo Cat says, I don't know if you believe this, but I have more Penelopes. That's disgusting. You need help. Branch out. Buy something different. Eric says, you have friends in Kentucky too. Don't forget. Tuxedo says, the white ones are proof and wood bourbon / rise. Hey, there you go. Something a little different. I haven't forgot, Eric, blah, blah, blah. Are those green? Just whiskey. Yeah, Eric says, special or not, I'll drink what I buy. Rightfully so. And I think that's how it should be. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to fucking collect this shit? Nobody's going to be like, this random basic bottle of Weller, got to keep that for 30 years before I open that. Nobody cares. Buy a bottle of Weller in 30 years. You know what I mean? The only reason I would say collect something or get rid of something is if the distillery called tomorrow and said that they're closing down, not selling anything else again. Then save your bottles, right? That's a time to do it. But other than that, oh wait, let me keep that there. Tater Dom says, I was going to say, call me old-fashioned, that bottle of Weller is from your uncle. Maybe I'll have him sign and date it. Yes, definitely. He shipped it to me, so when he comes down and he sees a kid, I'm definitely going to have him sign it. But then I may turn that bottle into like a, what do you want to call it? And like an infinity bottle of some sorts. Maybe something that he likes that I can kind of remember back with it for. But that's the kind of stuff I would do. You know, I will try to keep this bottle as long as I possibly can while still drinking it. Like I have a pour now. Love to have a pour. But like you see that I have one and I put it back. Versus this Eagle Rare bottle. Bro, I bought this like a fucking week ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago now. And it's almost gone. Which I'm completely upset with because that was the one I was most eager to have. You can tell because it's the most one I've drank. Bonnie Over Whiskey says, the only thing I haven't finished is Elijah Craig C923. So others can try it. Excited to be able to start being able to do bottle shares. I mean, definitely, it's definitely fun to get something unique like a C923 and be able to share it with friends and to say, hey, try this and stuff like that. And I do think that's cool. There's some things that I like to try and share for people and they don't like it. I'm like, no, you need to like this. But I mean, just kind of expect that. Eric says, I would still drink it, fill it up with cheap stuff. Hey, I'm here for it. Bonding says, that's what most people do with old fits. Yeah, I've seen that before. I like Elijah Craig, but I'm not hunting down all these different numbers for it. There's no way it's that much different than
all the other ones to make it worth me going to spend all that extra money and hunting those things. Not mean, not mean. Bonding, I did want to just point out that I saw your comment saying you're going to hang out for 30 minutes. It's been an hour and 45 minutes, just so you know. In case you were counting time. Just throwing that out there. Said heard. B524 is good. Heard B25 is good. I think they're all good. Elijah Craig's good overall. Yeah, people get picky with the numbers and all that shit. And then sometimes that you need to, but I don't know. Elijah Craig's one of those bourbons that just are always good. So I've never had any Elijah Craig where I'm like, not really living up to what I expected. You know, I expect exactly what I get from Elijah Craig. But that's just me. All right, fellers. I'm going to shut it down in 13, 14 minutes. When this live stream hits 2 hours, I'm going to shut her down. So we're going to finish off with the unlimited bottle here of the Bardstown Rye. I'm just going to pour it over top because I don't want to have to clean a glen. That came out fucking slow. That's probably why this bottle is so hard to pour without spilling. Bonnie Royce says, LOL, you caught me. Was supposed to be in bed, lights out, off, and all 20 minutes ago at least. I know, that's what I'm saying. But I appreciate you hanging out. Like, I'm not taking a shot by any means. I'm glad you're here. Fun to hang out with. But if you need to go, I understand too. So. But I did say you weren't going to bed in 30 minutes. I knew that was for a fact. Bonnie Whiskey also says, Eric, me too. Won't pay another $125 for a BP again. Or for a BP, though. Barrel proof is solid, though. But barrel proof for $125 is a little much. The barrel proofs around me, like I can go to like a store up the road. They do like barrel picks and stuff like that. And they'll have like Elijah Craig barrel proof or whatever. And they're usually around $80, $89. Just depending on what time of the year they get them. But they're always in that range. They're never more. And most of the time when you buy them for the $80 or $89, like they're usually like an entry for a giveaway of some kind of Pappies or something like bougie. So. Bonnie says, no, if you fix it to end it, I will stay through the end. Yep. I'm going to end it in about 11 minutes or so. So. Finish off the pour, end the night, stuff like that. So. There's not too many people in here anymore. I will say, because mostly only the OGs are in here anyway, just to give you an example, like tonight's watch time, because obviously watch time is key for YouTube, and I'm trying to figure out what the best night is. Tonight we got 15 hours of watch time, but Monday we had like 50. So like comparatively, it was a lot better on Monday. So I may test out next Monday again to see if that works, and if that's the case, Monday's the winner. But everybody was picking Wednesday, and it just wasn't working. Like there's so many live streams that happen on Wednesday. I don't even think people understand. Like my buddy does his sports podcast. They go live. You got Jeremy Sears that go live. They're live probably still right now, if I had to guess. So like a lot of people go live on Wednesdays that like I'm only getting like the back end of people. So I may just be choosing Monday. Let me see real quick here. Dun-dun. Trying to go to YouTube. Nope, nobody else is live right now. Right now. Yep, nope, nobody else is live right now. Bonnie Royce says, mine is acceptable to anyone who knows the bottle. I personally can't accept 100 plus for whiskey. I'm gonna drink. Never going to try 4-Gate for that reason. It's a bummer. Heard it's good. Well, maybe one day you'll win it in a giveaway or somebody will give you a sample. And to be honest, that's where I've tried most of my more expensive whiskeys. What you could do as well, bonding, is like, I mean, this is sometimes counterproductive, but instead of buying a bottle, you can just go to like bars that do pours, and maybe you spend $20 or $30 on a pour. You know what I mean? But then you get to try it, and you can say if it's good or not. And if it really does blow your fucking mind for some reason, then you know it's worth the money. But if not, then you just buy a pour and you call it a day, right? And that's what a lot of people do with like Wellers and Blantons and all this other stuff. They can't find it, they don't buy it, and they just go buy pours, and they overpay on pours a little bit, but to each his own. What did I try? One of the Pappies I tried in a pour. The only thing that sucks is when I did try it, I was already like a couple drinks in, a little buzzy buzz. So I don't remember shit from that. But that's a good way to try different whiskeys, is just find a bar that does pours that have good shit. Eric says, or you can find a place that doesn't know what they have and get it cheap. Sure. It's a lot less likely, Eric, because most people know what they're doing nowadays. They know how to rip us all off. Apparently you can buy Caribou Crossing for 80 fucking bucks. I don't know. And they go, yeah, here you go. That was my dumbass thing, though. I don't know. This Bardstown Rye is fucking bomb, too, though. Bonnie River Whiskey, when you see this bottle, I think you should get it. Because I want to know what your thoughts are on it. Because we have two totally different palates, and I wonder if you actually like it. If I like this rye, I wonder if you do as well. Or if you're going to say, hey, it's too sweet. Because it definitely, to me, I think it's sweeter, in my opinion. $10 for a pour of Bullet? I will say most bars, especially if it's not like a pour bar, right, where they're like paying, they know what they're doing with the pours. Most people are just going to say, hey, an old fashioned is basically like a double shot. You know what I mean? And then they charge you an old fashioned price for just the bourbon, and it doesn't make sense that way, you know? So, like, I know like Chili's, right? Chili's, Applebee's, places like that. If I say, hey, can I just have like just a pour of Buffalo or pour of Makers, they have no idea what I'm saying half the time. They're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, just whiskey neat. And they go, oh, okay. And usually they just ring me up for a drink and then give me the bourbon out of that drink. So, Bonnie River Whiskey says, I did break and tried Travelers. I hated it. I definitely want to try that rye. Also, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Bonnie River Whiskey, I knew, you could have asked me, I knew you wouldn't like Travelers. Travelers is nowhere near your profile. Travelers, it is good for people that don't know whiskey and don't know bourbon. It's good for them, right? Just for somebody to pick it up because it's a cool story bottle. The inside's just very like lacking in every area. Like there's not a lot of flavor. It's not a lot of proof. It's just kind of there. You know what I mean? So for somebody that doesn't know what they're drinking, sure, go drink that. You know what I mean? And you gotta like Canadian whiskey. But it's not like, it's nothing special. So for 40 bucks, you could have bought half a bottle of this. Bonnie River Whiskey, you're in Texas and can't find Still Austin? That's strange. Hey, by the way, guys, because I believe it's only Eric and Bonding in the chat anymore. There's a couple other people, but Mitchell Lopez, where's he at? Did he even come in tonight? He did, right? For a second? Or was that Cat that I remember coming in? Scrolling all the way back. You guys are going to remember better than I did. Did Mr. Lopez come in the chat tonight? He's like, oh, I hate city folk. Dallas is brutal as it is. Kat says, "The hell, man, I'm here." I said, and you haven't been here in a while. Well, your last comment was, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Mr. Lopez did never show up. No, so Kat, what I was referring to is Mr. Lopez said that if I made a live stream at 7 p.m. Pacific time, he would be the first here. He didn't even show up at all. I just want everybody else to know, so when I call him out, he remembers. Somebody new in the chat says, last thoughts. My grandfather was a whiskey bottler in 1930. Senses Burke's Distillery. Now basically makers. That's what's up. I don't have any grandparents that were in this kind of field, but I think that's fucking sick. I love Makers, though. Makers is good. I have been drinking that. I have that Generations of Proof little case. I've been drinking the heck out of those bottles. Like when I'm just kind of hanging out on the couch and I want just like a couple little sips in a sense, that's what I'm basically pouring right now to kind of burn through some of that. Cat speaks facts. Wait, what? He says, I've been... I don't even know what that is. I don't know how to pronounce that. Last Thought says, Marion County, Kentucky. Is that our last thoughts? Are you in Kentucky now? Like, is that where you're kind of like hanging out? Living? Whatever you want to call it. I know Eric that's in the chat. He's from Kentucky. I got to make a trip to Kentucky too. I think what I want to do for like the holiday season is I want to like die out of his own hooch. Damn. What a way to go, though. You know what I mean? If I made whiskey or any kind of alcohol, I think if I was gonna die, I'd want to die drinking my own shit. You know? I think that'd be a good way to go. Miss Lopez says, "Asking you shall receive." Mr. Lopez, you are 2 hours late. Just saying. The stream started 7 p.m. Pacific time. Just wanted to point that out. Point that out. Oh, Last Thought says Texas. Bonnie Over Whiskey's in Texas. Well, I guess that's cool too. You got Still Austin, Garrison Brothers, all that stuff out there. He said, "Ask you to receive." He's like, "Yo, does that work for exotic dancers, bro?" Killing me. Next thing you know, Mr. Lopez is gonna be like, "Well, if you start your stream at 12 a.m. Pacific time, I will be there." He said, "I came in towards the beginning and dropped a like." Same thing. If you were here in the beginning, you would have told me asking for you. It's one of the first things I said. I said, "Where's Mr. Lopez? He was supposed to be first." Because our last stream, you said if it was at 7, you'd be on time and first. Just saying. I'm not salty. It was cool to test out a late night stream. He's like, I like being fashionably late. I just wanted to say, I was supposed to end the stream a minute ago, so you would have showed up as the outro was rolling. But I still have a little bit of pour, so we're gonna wait just a little bit, just a couple minutes. Just a wee bit. This seat, I gotta get a new chair for the stream. My butt hurts on this thing. Bonnie over Whiskey said, this dude is the reason I was up past my bedtime and he shows up last minute. I have no nice words for you, JK, but what the heck, man. He had to been doing, Mr. Lopez was probably like, he ran into a fire, saved a baby from a burning building. That's why he showed up late after he demanded a live stream at 7 p.m. Pacific time. High Top Sports says, this like late? Well, we were just about to end the stream, but I mean, you're late too. Apparently, the streams need to start at midnight my time now to like really get it going. Is that what it is? McGregor pulling out? Shut the fuck up. Is that official? Or are you fucking with me? I don't see nothing on that, by the way. I don't see nothing on that. Ms. Lopez says, Kay, let me pour something up too. What are you pouring? We'll drink it with you. High Top, is that official? Bro, I'll be so upset. Tater Dom says, well, looks like we're going for another hour then. Cheers, fella. It's officially Friday Eve in Florida. No, it's Thursday. Oh, yeah, Friday Eve. My bad. Ms. Lopez says, I'm secretly a superhero. Shh, don't tell nobody. High Top says, laugh my ass off. He said, buddy, quick on the phone pull. Hey, it's the only thing we got working for this month. You know what I mean? I gotta do a little gambling this month. The McGregor fight's the perfect one. I'm going for the win-win, you know? Maybe Rebecca Creek. Ugh. Rebecca Creek's like a $15 bottle here. You ain't got nothing a little better than that? Maybe I'm crazy drinking an $80 whiskey on a Wednesday. Somebody once told me it was best day of the week. I don't know where that came from though. Kid's moving. Kid's on the move right now. Look at him squirming in there. Eric says, peace and love to all. Keep pouring, fellas. Gotta get some shut-eye. Good night, Eric. We'll see you Friday, 8:45 Eastern Time. Tuxedo says, dumb as. Brandon says, didn't the McGregor fight get canceled? So, Brandon, I'm not an expert, but from what I've gathered, their press conference got canceled, right? They do a little hype up before the fight. You know what I mean? Maybe a little face off from here and there. McGregor usually shows his ass and people fucking lose their mind like me, you know? But that got canceled last minute. Now everybody's kind of having this weird buzz like the fight's about to get canceled. It has not officially been canceled as far as I know. But if it gets canceled, I'm going to be fucking pissed. He needs to fight. If he doesn't fight now, he's never going to. And I don't think somebody like McGregor can go out on breaking his leg as his ending fight. Even if he came back and didn't fight Chandler or some scrub and you just beat him up saying, that's it, fellas. This is it for me. I'm out. Fuck all you. Fuck the division. You know what I mean? Then that's the way it'd go out for him. Everybody said, Bonnie Royce said, could a double barrel Spanish oak, wait. Could be double barrel Spanish oak. You never know.
Oh, wait. The Rebecca Creek Double Barrel Spanish Oak? Okay. Fuck. My bad. It wasn't an expensive bottle, but sure wasn't 15 either. Brandon says, oh, didn't know he was fighting. Just Googled it and saw... Damn it, Brandon. You're going to make me Google this shit? No way it got canceled already. Wait, what? Yeah, no. People are still on what I saw. The cancel is the press conference that they were supposed to do, and it's been postponed, is what it says right now. There is articles as early as 4 hours ago. It says Conor McGregor's return to the UFC 303 falls into doubt among fans. Here's what we know. This is basically just going to go on to say that the press conference got canceled. Michael Chandler went back to Tennessee to kind of hang out at home rather than where it had his camp for some reason. There's definitely some weird shit going on. Could get canceled, but I just hope it doesn't. It was CBS Sports Post. Just said uncertainty. Yeah, everybody. So I was talking with my buddy earlier, and he even said, like, this is a very Conor McGregor-ish move, right? If nobody was talking about the fight before, they're talking about it now because they're all talking about, like, oh, it's going to cancel. What if it cancels? What's going to happen if it cancels? And the fight's in only a couple weeks. You know what I mean? That's not necessarily like him to cancel that late. And it's a massive fight, and that's the only fight carrying that card. You're not going to have anybody fill in for that. I saw Volkanov. He said he would fight Chandler at last minute, that would be a sick fight, but it's not McGregor. So weird shit's been going on. They stopped selling it. They took it off the pay-per-view like buy list. So we'll see. Bonnie Royce says I was offered it for 70 plus shipping, but I haven't tried it though. They said, yes, Lopez, my stores are small. They sell essentials, not even specs. Close to me has more than 78 proof Rebecca Creek. Yeah, the 87 proof Rebecca Creek is the only one I've seen in stores too. Yeah, nobody is McGregor, league of his own. But I like to show my ass during McGregor fights because it's the only time it feels acceptable, right? I was already have in the Amazon cart, big Irish flag, little face paint, camera changed, camera must have died. Little Irish overalls, right? Proper 12 on order, you know what I mean? Just come in and get fucking buck wild with it. Sounds like a good time to me. But not everybody likes that. The last McGregor fight that me and my buddy went to, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. It was the Khabib fight. Oh my God, that was reckless. People did not like McGregor at that time. They still don't, but everybody's rooting for Khabib, and we're fucking walking. Bonnie Royce says, you tipsy, call me old-fashioned? Yeah, no, I'm kind of dyslexic. He says, you saw 87, I said 78. No, I saw 87. Where the fuck did it go? Did you fucking edit it? You typed 87 proof Rebecca Creek. You said, the specs close to me has more than the 87 proof Rebecca Creek. And then you said, I saw 87 and I said 78. I did think I said 78 instead of 87. Don't fuck with me. I'm not fucking stupid. But I'm not tipsy though. Brandon says, we redheads get a little moment in the spotlight. You're not wrong. I don't have a red hair, but I have a red beard. So like I categorize myself into that level. Right? I'm allowed to get buck wild then. You know? What's the holiday? St. Patty's Day. I don't go too crazy on St. Patty's Day. I go crazy on McGregor fights. So they get to pick and choose. When McGregor retires, we'll go back to St. Patty's Day.
Mr. Lopez says, don't forget to smash the like button, folks, and subscribe. Just so you guys know, we do go live every Friday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. We are picking a second day, though. We're testing out today's Wednesday. We were testing out like a little late night hangout stream. You know what I mean? Monday we did do like a normal stream and then a pour stream. It was a little long ass day though. We went for like 5-6 hours. So I don't plan to do that often. So we may have to run a separate test. Brandon says, close enough. Facts. Ms. Lopez says, and subscribe to, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're willing to, that's fine. Bonninger Whiskey says, I have trash hair growth, but decent beard growth. That's the only thing that matters. Wear a hat. My hair is long. That's why it's in here. Like I got hair for fucking days. You know what I mean? Like, but that's because my barber took vacation. I was supposed to get a haircut last week. But the beard stays. Check the kids. Check the kids. We're at 16.8. Let's get to 20. 20 watch time hours, and then I'll call it. That's what we're going for, right? Perfect. Perfect. Brandon, are you popping in because somehow the algorithm told you I was talking about McGregor? Or do you drink a little whiskey, maybe a little bourbon? Brandon said that did not grow in a week. I mean, I'm not going to say it did. I'm not going to say it didn't, though. So my beard, if you go back to older videos, I typically will trim my beard to like here, right? Like about 1 inch to 2 inches off, right? I'll trim that off. It still looks decent. But this grows in like 3 weeks. Like it goes long. This is quick. My facial hair grows fast. I have to shave like the sides right here, like twice a day. Bonnie Over Whiskey says, always wears hats. It's Texas hat grows into my head. I mean, I'm not in Texas. I just like hats. So that weird, folks. I got the Dag Gang hat on currently. This is the reflective one though. It looks gray, but it's reflective. If you guys haven't picked up a Dag Gang hat for Father's Day coming up, there's a link in the description. You can save 15% off your Dag Gang hats. I do get a little affiliate, a little plug now, but I really do like these hats. Brandon says, I don't drink anymore, and I don't know about the McGregor fight. Totally here by coincidence. Well, Brandon, welcome. I know for a fact on the McGregor fight, I can't stream the fight. I can't show the fight. That's a given because YouTube would fucking ban me. But I definitely will be live during that fight. That way you guys can kind of see how crazy we actually get here. But yeah, YouTube's weird. YouTube will kind of put random people in here. Brandon, I'm glad you're here and you're not asking me about like gay lovers and stuff because any random people that kind of been popping in here has been doing some weird stuff. But appreciate you popping by. But to not drinking anymore, good on you. Can't say the same for myself. Not that I want to quit, but Tater Don said, Dag Gang hat promo code is, it's in the description if you just want to copy it. Bonnie Over Whiskey says, once I've entered that gang, I will buy one. Well, I know you're a little bit younger. I know you're like 22. So if, hopefully you don't have to enter in so soon. But it is awesome. Like I was super worried at the beginning, but I also figured out that I'm fairly decent at it. Bro, my kid's only like 2 months and he's already getting teeth. We had to take him to the doctor because he had a fever and stuff like that after he got his first shots. And we thought it was the shots, but they keep telling us it's because he's teething now. So apparently he's got teeth and all this other shit, so. Brandon says, I did drink bourbon when I did. Still like to grab my brother-in-law a bottle here and there. Damn, bro. My wife doesn't have any brothers, but I wish I had a brother-in-law that would pick me up some bourbon. What a good guy you are. Well, if you're looking for recommendations for Christmas gifts and stuff for him, feel free to come back anytime because we do some reviews. Just depends on what he likes. Unless you know him perfectly, then you're even better brother-in-law than we expected. But if he's not had Redwood Empire, it's cheap, very good, I picked that. Brandon said, last one I got was the Burning Chair. Can't remember who made it, some wine guy, he enjoyed it though. Burning Chair, I don't know what Burning Chair is. I don't have it if I have it, or if I've tried it, I don't have it currently. No, I don't have that. I don't know what it is. I'll look it up after though, because that sounds good. Anything that sounds like destructive, like Burning Chair or anything like that, it sounds like it would be decent. My go-to bottles for like decent pours is Redwood Empire, just because it's, I don't know, I just don't see anybody not liking it. Louis in the chat says, "What's up, friends? Drinking Benchmark Foolproof." Better than me. Every time I go to the store Foolproof, I always forget and I pick up a different one. So let us know what you think of the Foolproof, Louis. Do you like it? Are you kind of on it? And how much did you pay for it, though? That's the big question. Because I know the single barrel and the bonded that I have are like $22, $24 for the bonded, I believe. Bonding Over Whiskey says, my brother-in-law drinks IPAs and cheap beer. I got no one in my family that appreciates liquor. I'm the same way. Like nobody I know really cares about bourbon like that. I have one friend that does care about old fashions pretty well, like I do, and that's always fun to go over to his house and drink an old fashioned. But he could care less what we're putting in there half the time. He just cares about the outcome. So, hence why I started a YouTube channel and I drink and hang out with you guys. The IPA stuff though, that's kind of weird. Tuxedo Cat says, I gotta run, y'all. Have a good night, everyone. Bartending for the pals is busy work. Good luck, Cat. I'll see you Friday at the latest. Have a good rest of your night. Brandon says, Savage and Cookie, black bottle, it's aged in Cabernet barrels. Ooh. So the like Cabernet and port finish are kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're just not good. But it just depends on where. I live in St. Augustine, where the St. Augustine distillery has a port finish, and I don't like it. I love their Florida Straight bourbon and their toasted. Even their cognac finish is not that bad, but their port finish is weird. Bonnie Royce says, Foolproof is usually $28 around me. It's not bad. A couple extra bucks for the Foolproof, I would definitely buy it. Louis said $22.99. That's perfect price. Brandon says, I live in Wisconsin. Old fashions are big up here. Brandon, let me tell you a story. About a year ago, almost today, what day was it? It was like June 20th, I believe. I went to Wisconsin last June. I went to Boulder Junction. I'm a wedding photographer, so I went up there for a wedding. And I went to this bar. Now think about it. I flew from Florida. I don't know. We went to Atlanta, then from Atlanta to somewhere else. Or no, we flew out of Savannah to somewhere. And once we landed in Wisconsin, I can't remember where, I drove to Boulder Junction, another like 4 or 5 hours in the car. So the whole day we're traveling. Couldn't find shit for food. We're in the middle of nowhere. And I go to this like bar tavern place. And I order some weird food. And I asked for an old fashioned. And can I tell you, I was so thrown off when they go, okay, do you want it sweet or sour? I said, no, old fashioned. They go, yeah, sweet or sour. I go, I don't know what, not a margarita. I just want an old fashioned. And the waitress walked off and she was pissed at me. I started asking other guests, I'm like, do you guys hear this? Like, what's happening? Ultimately, I learned that Wisconsin old fashions are not like old fashions everywhere else. I did not care for the sweet, I did not care for the sour old fashions up there. But the sweet old fashions were actually okay. But they're not like the old fashions I make, so I was still pretty butthurt. Because I kept thinking she just didn't know what I was talking about. But Wisconsin old fashions are unique. Maybe I'll get the stuff and I'll make like a Wisconsin old fashioned on stream, maybe Friday. That'd be a cool idea to kind of educate you guys on. Not you, Brandon, you know what I'm talking about, but. Bonnie Royce says, I hear High West Cabernet finish are good, I hear.
I wouldn't know. I don't know. I don't really buy a lot of like wine finish bourbons. Louis says, I'm going to make 50-50 blend with full proof and regular Buffalo Trace. Let me know how that goes. It sounds like it could turn out okay. Brandon says, I'm from Virginia. I never had soda in my old fashions either. You can't call it an official drink when you're not making it correctly. Bro, it threw me so hard, but also like I was so tired that I was barely like standing. I was just sitting there going like, and the lady's like, what can I get you? I go, I don't know what I want to eat yet, but I want an old fashioned. She goes, okay, perfect. Sweet or sour? And I'm like, no, lady, listen, long day, old fashioned. And the first drink I ended up getting wasn't the old fashioned. I was so pissed. I was just like, I don't know. I was like, just give me bourbon or whiskey on the rocks, nothing else. I don't care. Just give me something. And then she gave me like some well version of whiskey. I don't even know what it was, but it wasn't good. And then I said, hey, like, can you make me an old fashioned? And she goes, sweet or sour? So I said, fucking give me sweet. It wasn't bad. It just was not what I was expecting. She explained it to me later because she realized that I was just like not having it. But Louis says it would be 107 proof on the Benchmark Trace or Buffalo Mark. Benchmark Trace sounds better, but got to capitalize that B. It's brandy too. Yeah, I know, right? Throw you for a whole freaking loop. So the brandy part, I don't know if you have it where you're at. We have a restaurant here called Ford's Garage. It's attached to the Ford dealerships, and they have a Ford's Old Fashioned, and it's basically washed with brandy. Like they'll take their Old Fashions are more like in these like port glasses, right? Big old fatties, and they like wash the glass with brandy, and then they pour your Old Fashioned, and they kind of like sprinkle it on top probably, but brandy and a squirt. I can tell you, I didn't have that many. I don't know what the squirt part is, but it was different. And what's crazy is like that was like the first time I realized that when you travel, you can have the same drink you've always gotten, and it's gonna be a different expression. So like when I make a drink or somebody else watches me make a drink, it may be different than whatever they've had. And that's what kind of made me realize like, hey, there's a lot more to bourbon and whiskey and different cocktails and stuff like that than I ever thought of. Because that was like the first like smack in the face that like that lady was pissed at me trying to like tell her she was wrong, and I was pissed that she was trying to tell me I was wrong. I was like, lady, no. I got like 100 subscribers on YouTube. I know what I'm talking about. That's not what I said, but that's what it was like. Squirt is grapefruit soda they use. Yeah, there was soda. That's probably what it was then. I didn't care to like ask questions at that point because I felt bad because I was a dick at first. Because I was so tired and I was like, just give me my drink. Like they were charging like so much money for their food. It was a fancy like steakhouse kind of thing, but like one in the middle of the woods where, I mean, their number one meal there was like elk, and I was like, this is cool. But like if you got elk for $100, but you don't know what an old fashioned is, we have disconnects here. So that was my Wisconsin experience. I loved Wisconsin though. This like little place we were in was awesome. That's also where my wife got pregnant, and then we came back and found out. So, fun story. Bonding Over Whiskey says, all right, I'm going to go this time. See you Friday, sir. Can't wait to see your unboxing. Good night, all. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Buffalo Trace did send me a box. They sent me a big old box. I can't even put it all on screen. Buffalo Trace reached out. They said, thanks for my review on the Traveler Whiskey. They said my honest review on the Traveler Whiskey. So they saw that I kind of like gave it a little shit. But I opened up the note from them. I'm not going to read it today. I'm going to read it on Friday for you guys. And we'll open it up and we'll see what they sent. I expect it to be a bottle of Travelers, but
They did say they were sending me something special. What special is, I have no idea. So that's Friday, so make sure you're here Friday. That will be the first thing we do on Friday, and then we're going to do something else. I haven't figured that last part out yet, though, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So, Taylor Dom says, have a good one. BOW. Well, fellas, I think that's probably it for me tonight. We've gone on quite a while. Makata in the chat says, best whiskey channel on YouTube. I appreciate you, bud. Always popping in. It sucks. You always kind of pop in towards the end, though. So you kind of miss most of the live stream. Make sure you're here Friday, 8:45 or 8:50, whatever. You show up 5 minutes late, I don't care. But that way you can kind of interact with the chat and stuff like that. It'd be kind of fun for you as well. So, but I am going to shut it down for tonight. I'm going to go grab a little snack. And then, yeah, if you guys want to hang out more, check in Friday, 8:45. I did post an earlier video today about, like, is Kentucky bourbon dying? That's a fun one to stir the pot, so check that out as well. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you boys on the other side. Peace. Brandon subscribed. It didn't pop up. That sucks. Brandon, I did a little widget thing, so it should pop up on the screen. I'm upset it didn't. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out for next time. But I appreciate you subscribing. Take it easy, brother. Have a good rest of your night. And I'll see everybody else on the other side, too. Peace.